Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC Fan match reaction show. I'm your host, the Gov, and it's finished. Ipswich Town 3, Leeds United 4. Our first defeat at championship level, bringing a halt to the end, the run, the record run. Disappointing afternoon, but as always, hit the like button, subscribe, and hang around for all ITFC fan content. I'm joined with Phil Blundell. Phil, 4-3. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that I think today that we were scuppered by two really poor defensive errors in the first half, and Leeds just quickly took a commanding lead in the first half, and we didn't really manage to recover well enough in time, and that really cost us dearly this afternoon. Yeah,
oh, absolutely. We were sloppy in the first half, weren't we? Joe, it was a strange sort of first half where we could go 2-yard pass sloppy, but then do some blind work down the right or left hand side and look like a really decent team, and that happens for the first and second goal. Jackson's running in behind is really pivotal. It has to be said this afternoon, and it's just one of those games where you look great 1 minute and then you look really bad the next.
Yep. Welcome to the championship.
Yeah,
that's championship football. Not experienced it in 4 years, and I must say today, I thought Jackson today for us, in the first half was probably our best player going forward. Had a really good hand in the first goal, regardless of being our own goal, and then the second goal, worked hard enough to help Broadhead get his second goal of the season. But I think what the difference today is that when you look at that Leeds United starting 11 this afternoon, they've got three talented players who really wouldn't look out of place in the Premier League. Willie Gnonto, Sinisterra, and Joel Pirro, their new signing, their new £12 million man today, made the difference for them. And we just lacked that quality out front ourselves. And I think that going into the last week of the transfer window, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm pretty confident and hopeful that McKenna will get the 2 or 3 signings that he so desperately needs, and then we can look forward to the running up to the Christmas. So,
and we do desperately need them, don't we?
Yeah, I think today defensively we were just a bit overwrought by their quality up front.
And it is quality. Number 26 for them run the game for me. Absolutely, it must be a real pleasure to watch him week in and week out as a Leeds fan, because he was absolutely sublime, and it hurts as a Town fan after being beaten to say that, but he was really something special on that football field today. That said, we didn't help ourselves at all. For certainly the first 3 goals, you've got 2 goalkeeping errors for me, or certainly you've got the goal where maybe he should come and collect the cross. Him or Davis has to take responsibility for that. You cannot leave it to each other. You can't say it's not Chuckle Brother time. You can't say to me, one of you's got to make the decision and make the authoritative claim of either get rid or I'm coming. And they both left it. And their right winger just steals in, and it was simple things like that. But we've really hurt ourselves, Phil. But yeah, the quality they've got can't be denied at all.
No, I would say with the goals that we could see in the first half, we were just too slow to react. And when you pile players forward, when you press high, when you get players in that box, then you've always got a good chance of sticking the ball into the back of the net. And that's exactly what happened for Leeds today, unfortunately for us. And the quality showed for them up front, and we'll learn from it. We'll move on from this afternoon. I'm sure the boys, now we've got 2 or 3 days until the next game gets ready. But Cardiff up next at home before the international break, and let's hope for another 3 points then.
Absolutely. One last thing before you go, or can I bring in the Staymarket legend for a quick word?
Just a couple more things.
Go on.
I thought today, despite the defeat, I think for me, as a performance level this afternoon, Town played well. They still created chances when they went 3-1 and 4-2 down, which was really nice to see. Our heads didn't drop this afternoon, and that was really quite encouraging and positive to see. And McKenna has really drilled a very positive work ethic into this Ipswich Town squad. And for me, the Town are really on an upward trajectory from the start of this season. For me, I think that we will have another good season, but we need to take this one on the chin this afternoon. And for me, I think I'll give my man of the match to Caden Jackson this afternoon. I think that you know, with the 1 or 2 goals that we had, you know, he made a big difference for us, regardless of the absence of Hurst. You know, he played well enough for me, and I just think that you know, he had a key impact in the game this afternoon. So that's for me.
Perfect. As always, Phil, appreciate coming on. Adi, come on in. I just said to Phil, sloppiness, you know, individual errors really cost us today. What are your thoughts on this afternoon's?
Yeah, I thought that was as well. You know, actually, when they scored their goals in the first half, it was sort of, you know, they'd hardly had a shot on goal from what I could see in the south stand, and they got the 3 goals. You know, I heard Phil saying actually when you were talking to him a moment ago about the defence. It was, you know, it was shambolic at times. Obviously, they've sort of had to really. They've actually met their match today, I think, and it's obviously a part of our team that needs to be looked at as well, and also our finishing as well. You know, we really need to make sure in the transfer market. I'm sure that Kieran McKenna will go for a striker, and it was evident today that we do actually need it. Full credit to Aladki today. He actually pulled off 1 or 2 good saves in sort of the second half. And you can see actually when sort of their warm-ups and their training that they do came to fruition, and so one of those that was nearly saved on sort of the line. Full credit to Malaki. We did well.
Yeah, second half. Yeah, really good performance, and Ladke. Obviously, the 2 goals though for me, as I said before, Davis Ladke, one of you take control, and the one he's dropped into the path of the Leeds centre forward. Yeah. You can't do that at this level.
No, you can't. You're going to be punished, aren't you?
Some drops, though, isn't he?
Yes.
Throughout the course of the game today, he was.
Yes. It's, as well, I sort of said, you know, home against Stoke, of how actually fragile that we are, but I can't comment too much over that because it's the way that Kieran McKenna wants the team actually to play from the back, from the goalkeeper. He's pushing up further and further ahead. And he's only doing actually what he's told, but we've really got to be careful that actually one of these days we're going to be caught out, and it's it's not going to work, is it?
Graham Hodges here in the chat, punished for mistakes in defence, which is very true.
Yes, absolutely.
And only 5 of 20 shots on target.
Yeah. It actually sums it all up, doesn't it? Really, that's. I heard actually before the game and the lead up to the game that Leeds is a good time to play them at the time, and I'm thinking, you know, sort of deep down, yes, it might be, but they have got good backup as well, and we can't get actually carried away with the fact. And I think that we were there at times for the take-in, unfortunately, and they actually just took advantage of our miss passes and our leaky defence at times. It's a shame, but it's a learning lesson.
As many as saying in the chat, it's a learning curve and something we'll learn from without a shadow of a doubt. And Kieran McKenna will have learned a lot about his team today.
Yeah,
a lot about his squad, and a good opportunity, really, particularly as you go into the international break.
Yes.
To review the game tape.
Yes.
Go to Cardiff, put some of it right, and then get back on the training field for a good 10-day block.
Yeah.
Where you can really again assess it, work at it, and just improve. And you know, even though we're winning games, it was never 100% comfortable. Take last week, for example.
Absolutely.
It's 1 defeat. It's a bump in the road. And we've been told we'll have bumps in the road.
Yes.
You know. Hello. I'll bring in Coxie now, if that's all right.
Yes,
Man of the match for a go.
Man of the match. I'm struggling actually, really, but
go on.
I knew you were going to answer that. I would go for Hladky.
Ladke. All right, interesting.
That's an
one.
easy option, that
We'll
one.
pass the mic to Coxie for me.
Okay,
my man.
Coxie.
As always, the market legend, Andy Croucher. Appreciate you coming on.
That's your pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure, anytime.
Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Right, Coxie.
Yeah, Coxie.
What are your thoughts this evening? Let's talk about Captain Fantastic. I wish I had 2 Sam Morses in midfield because I'd be a Premier League team by now.
Yeah.
He's that special.
Fair enough. Yeah, he sort of. Yeah, he done his job today. Yeah.
He ran the game again today. He was everywhere. Captain Fantastic for me.
Yeah, but shame. Some of the others sort of for me went missing again today.
Who went missing for you?
Well, Nathan Broadhead sort of woke up as soon as he sort of got that goal in. He was sort of anonymous for the most of the first half, and yeah, good to see Burns having a better game today. That's probably his best game so far this season.
Yeah. I thought Burns worked himself into some great positions.
Yeah,
just couldn't finish today, or didn't get the ball out of his feet quick enough to finish, or a couple of times where probably in the position he's in, he's got to get the ball on target, and it just goes off for a corner or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh. It's one of those games where but this is it. This is the level. And maybe you'll agree or disagree with this comment. This is the level where it's fine margins. It's can you get that ball out of your feet quick enough?
Yeah.
Can you in that corner well enough? Because this probably would have gone under the radar, but there was some real wrestling for corners in there in the box today. And the referee at any point could have really given a penalty for either side, because it's one of the second half where one of the Leeds players is on the deck, and I've watched it, and he's been absolutely wrestled to the ground.
Yeah.
But it's good refereeing to let it go. But it's those fine margins, isn't it? And at this level, you need to capitalise on the margins you get given.
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of, if we would have had this talk sort of after when Leeds were 3-1 up, we would have said, oh, okay, we're up against the Premier League team today, and I don't want to sort of lip sync Colin, because he'd be on next and he's got a different opinion. But yeah, for me, yeah, I mean, we did show some a positive point. We did show some balls to get back in the game. But did they have the better quality? A couple of our defending for them 2 goals was a bit debatable. But we would have been having this conversation, like you said, when they were 3-1 up. We said, well, we're just outclassed at that point. But no, we didn't. We
kept going.
Yeah, we did keep going.
The game before half time, and at 3-2, you never know. You keep believing. The 4th goal just sort of burst the balloon a bit, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Yeah. Sort of.
And it's a well taken goal. It's a well worked counter attack.
Until I look at tonight, for what I said, probably about the 2 of them 4 goals were well taken.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie says they ought to the £50 million attacking line.
This is what we sort of, we know all about the Championship. We're in there long enough. How many times we had this? We come up against teams who then spent bigger. They spent 12 million on the striker this week. As much as money we've got, we start compete with that yet. Maybe in a few years' time.
Quick word before I let you go. 2 quick words. First of all, Caden Jackson. Got a comment here. Glenn Page's comment. Jackson, 100% effort. Not a single forward, not hold up play or header of ball better out wide. I think that's what it says.
Yeah, fair. You and I probably Caden's biggest fans. We really want him to do well, but yeah, he's done that. Probably, yeah. If you are going to criticise Kieran today, that should have been the start and then.
I wouldn't say that.
Really?
I wouldn't say Jackson was any was any better or any worse than.
But then if you're going on saying he's an impact player, then he should have been impact.
I just think it suits his game with the pace more. Yeah. But I thought he was involved with 2 of the goals. He ran his socks off again, and he's worked his hardest. But it showed today the fine margins, the quality you get, the quality that you'll face if you're going to be a playoff side, if you are going to be one. Because I fully expect Leeds to be up there or thereabouts, don't you?
Oh yeah. From the start of the season, you thought the 3 teams from the Premier League what came down. I expect them to be at the top. I've said all the way along. I expect Leicester to run away with it. I think they've just got that little bit extra, and so far they are. It's early days, blah blah blah. But yeah.
Okay, man of the match.
Burnsy for me. I think it's fair.
Perfect. We'll bring Colin in.
Give Ross a bit of a break today.
Yeah, more. Absolutely everywhere. Captain's fantastic. Colin, Have a quick word with you before we go, gentlemen.
How are you, sir? We all knew, Gov, before long that we was gonna get beat, and it was not a nice way to get beaten away. You know, I mean, it was. I don't know about shambolic. I'm not going to use that word. I think it was not. Let's just say not good defending for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
Which basically cost us. I mean, we're 3-1 down at that particular time when the third goal went in on the 18th minute. Would you believe it or not? And God bless Mason. And I do think of his family. It was a hill, a mountain to climb. But to be fair to the boys, like I said to Matt, I said to sits near me, I said, about 10 minutes before half time, if we can nick one here, because their back four weren't brilliant. Their back four weren't brilliant. Melier, whatever his name is, I don't think he's a great goalkeeper personally. I think Darlow probably is a better goalkeeper. But and we came out second half, Gov, and we showed a lot of spirit. And if only we could have got back to that 3-3.
And you never know.
I think we would have probably went. I think we would have probably went on, possibly even to won the game. I don't think we'd have lost it. I think if we got back to 3-3, it was one of them games. We've seen them before, It was, but that first 20 minutes was ridiculously silly defending on both sides, really.
But isn't there comfort to take from that, in the sense of this is a team that's just come down from the Premier League? They've got an attack worth 70-odd million.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Parachute payment teams. But this was like a heavyweight boxing bout where you've got two credible world champions trading blow after blow after blow. And it's going to take a fine margin, a knockout, a points decision to split them. Yeah. That to me gives me a lot of comfort, a lot of strength in the sense of we've played 3, we've won 3, played Leeds, got beat. But we didn't just get beat by Leeds, we gave them a game. We gave a team that everyone would have had in the top 3 a month ago a really good game. And
100%.
Showed ourselves to be, for me, a credible threat in this division, a real threat.
Yeah, and if I agree with every word of that, Gov. And if I know you shouldn't do, but if you forget about that kind of quarter of an hour, I didn't think we've defended that bad after that.
No, we rallied.
And
it showed spirit.
And I thought, yeah, absolutely. And I thought the booking on Wolf at the end was shocking. I mean, he hadn't made a bad foul the whole game. He's gone through 89, 90 minutes, if not 92, and he's got a yellow card for his first foul of the game. I'm sorry, Mr. Badley. That was Mr. Badley, I should say.
I can't comment. I was there trying to set up for the show.
I thought, but I'm thinking, I mean, what is that all about? You haven't made a bad foul the whole game, and you get yellow card for you. But, and I tell you another thing got to be said about today as well. The crowd, again, I know I always speak about them, but I'll tell you, that crowd...
Preach. I mean, I'll get some comments. Preach.
We was 3-1 down there in about 20 minutes, and the crowd kept with Town the whole game.
Yeah. Kept
with them the whole game. There's a lot of crowds, Gavike all over, so Rich doesn't know it. There's a lot of crowds all over the country. Sheffield Wednesday, they'd have been going home. The crowd kept with fantastic, all you Blues fans, and even stayed behind to clap Kieran and the boys at the end. That is totally, totally brilliant from all of you who stayed. Absolutely. That's absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, Gov, if we're going to go on in this league and do really, really well, which I think we can, and I know you do, Gov. We need this 27, 28, 29,000 sticking behind the boys all of the time.
Absolutely.
And that happened 100% today. And it's very commendable to everybody today. Not one boo or anything at any one time. Brilliant.
Norman Greenwald in the chat. One positive about today. Hopefully the urgency in the transfer market will increase this week. What did you make of the options from the bench? Is there enough for McKenna, or does he desperately need 2, 3? Or as somebody said while they were stood here waiting, I wouldn't be upset to see 5 arrive, Gov.
I think we definitely need at least 2.
Okay.
Possibly 3. I mean, let's be honest about it, Gov. Kieran is more than hinting in his presser this week about transfers anyway.
Yeah.
So I've got a sneaking feeling. I don't know anything. I'm not in the know. I don't profess to be. But I would say, with reading between the lines out of the presser this week, I would say there's probably one or two quite a way down the line. I would have thought. I'd like to think so anyway.
And last question, man of the match.
Difficult. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what, it is difficult today. There's a lot of kind of sixes and that kind of thing across the board.
Don't sit on that fence, Colin.
No, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm going to give it a Jackson. No, seriously,
Right.
I'm going to give it a Jackson. I thought he was. Look, I'm not going to go over the cross, over the top, but I think he was decent today. I think he was decent, and
I agree.
He
had moments.
He has his moment, but he kind of does he do the job that obviously
Yes, he
Hurst does? No. Does he do the job that he knows he can do? Yes, and he does it quite well. And he gets a lot of lots of stick off one or two people, but he certainly ain't going to get it off me. And I think he was okay. I think he was okay today.
Right.
I'd probably give him a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5.
Appreciate the comments as always. Thank you to everybody that's come on. That's Adi, Phil, Cox, yourself, Colin. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow at 1:30 to Talking Town, and we'll see you then at 1:30.
Right, guys.